So hi guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're gonna touch up on how to export line work from Rhino to Illustrator to then convert it into a PDF. So let's just get started. So first off, this is very useful when you want to do floor plans, but then you have to edit them on Illustrator, where you can edit all of the line weights, the line types, and everything. So I'm just gonna do very basic lines right here. I'm just gonna make some type of grid to kind of demonstrate. I'm gonna use the command array. To create a grid so we can then transfer it to Illustrator. First, I typed in into the command line array, and then now it's asking me to select the objects to array, which I did, which is this line, and then the number of objects that you want in the X direction. So let's just put 20. So I'm just going to put it the spacing, and that seems very good. That looks good. I'm just going to draw another line that goes across, and now I'm kind of adjusting the spacing between each line. So there we have this grid with very narrow rectangles. So with using the trim tool, we're just gonna adjust it. So button objects there, and then things to trim. And very basically, we can press this plus sign right here, and we're gonna go to new layout. So the name of the layout, let's just leave it at page 1, and then Rhino PDF, that's good. Let's just put a letter size, so 1.5 by 11. Let's do portrait. And since my units are in millimeters, let's just leave it at that. But you can also manipulate that into the units that you're using with your model. We just press OK. And so right here, as you can see under these tabs of your reports, you can actually see your layout right here. After that, we can actually scale it using this tool, the layout tool. So how we do that, that's very easy. We just click on the inner rectangle right there. You can just adjust it to the corners of the page. We click on the outside and then we click again. And then as you can see here, we have our scale. Since I have my units in millimeters, then that's the scale that it is now. This is actually, I find this easier whenever, my instructor asks for a specific scale for my drawings. So this is very useful because the program does it for you. If you're working in inches and then the drawing has to be at 1/16, then you would type in here 16 inches in model. What we can do is also double click in the inner rectangle like this. If you want to pan out to kind of adjust where the line work lays, then you can do that. Avoid zooming in and out because that would change your scale. So if you're fine where your line work is, then you can just type on the outside of the rectangle, hit print, and then we can just save it as vector output. Yes, there we go. The defaults are looking great. Click print, and then we actually save it. So now, after that, we're gonna right click on the file and then open with, and then let's just put Adobe Illustrator. The lines are very thin. We can change that by and then maybe we want to do some grouping of the lines. And now we're gonna change the stroke if you want to do the different line weights. Again, this is very useful when you're doing floor plans or any kind of drawing. So we can do dash line, dotted line, solid lines, you name it. And now as you can see, every line here is now grouped in a dash line. So now let's just change the stroke. Let's just put a 1. And now we can change these lines. And we're going to change the stroke to a solid line with the 0.75. So there we go. There you have your grid. You can also apply color by just clicking here in the square where it says stroke, and then we can apply some color. So there we have it. Since it is already a PDF file, we can just save as. We save it. So now this tab, I always click Optimize for Fast Web View, and now we just click on Preserve Illustrator Editing Capabilities and we save PDF. And that's really it, guys. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time.